Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 279 based on novel. So let's start. Boom boom boom. At this time, in the core area of the Thunder Tomb, there was endless darkness. In the cemetery wrapped in darkness, the power of a deep-colored 100-jong thunder continued to emerge from their tombstones, and then faced the thunder. The bronze coffins of Emperor Hong Da gathered together, vaguely gathering into an extremely exquisite weapon. This is. Seeing this, Duo Chifei and Xiao Yan couldn't help frowning. Obviously, this level of fluctuation is enough to show that the things under this thunder beam are extraordinary. What is this? Outside the dark space, Yo Huan also said with a change in his face. With his instinct, he smelled a wave of destruction from the thunder beam. He was originally among the foreign evil races. There are very few things that can make him feel such fluctuations. This is Lei Di Scepter? But Yuzun on the side muttered, his voice full of shock. This thing. Didn't it disappear with the fall of the great Emperor Lei Hong? How can it still exist? Huan Zun heard the words, and there was a burst of surprise in his heart. This thing was accompanied by Emperor Lei Hong at the beginning, and it had a famous fairy weapon. Lei Di Scepter, the famous weapon of the great Emperor Lei Hong, up to the category of 6th grade immortal artifact. After a while, in the tomb, Du Chifei's beautiful eyes flickered slightly, and he said, 6th grade immortal artifact. Xiao Yang heard the words and was suddenly dumbfounded. He knew that immortal artifacts were divided into 1 to 9 ranks, corresponding to 1-star Dozyan to 9-star Dozyan, and the more advanced the immortal artifact, the more powerful it was. The 6th grade immortal artifact is matched with the strength of his 5-star fighting immortal, which is enough for Emperor Lei Hong to walk sideways in this ghostly sky. This is the opportunity that Thunder Master gave me at the beginning. Although it will be of little use to you in the future, but at this stage, it is more than enough to deal with the current plight of Thunder Tomb. Emperor Lei Hong looked at the silver power that emerged from his bronze coffin. Rod said contentedly, Thunder Emperor Scepter, this is a silver scepter with a thick arm. It is surrounded by an extremely tyrannical thunder force. If it is not for the powerhouse of the thunder attribute, I am afraid that it will not be able to grasp its terrifying power, and its material is extremely special. Even if it is attacked by destruction, it is difficult to destroy. Duo Chifei heard the words and looked like he wanted to shirk. After all, Emperor Lei Hong was his father's teacher, and this thing might also belong to his father in the future. This is the stuff of Lord Lei. Accept it. The next moment, the phantom of Emperor Lei Hong looked at Du Chifei and said slightly, En. After struggling a little, Du Chifei also instantly controlled it in the palm of his hand. Just after taking control of the Thunder Emperor's scepter, circles of silver thunder suddenly scattered from the Thunder Emperor's scepter, and then emerged towards Du Chifei's body. Lord Lei, next time you and your reincarnator wake up, I hope to protect this piece of heaven and earth. All I can do is this. The afterimage of the great emperor became illusory, and there was a hint of relief in the corner of his eyes, and then the bronze coffin was in front of the two, scattered with countless thunder powers, and shattered with a sudden smash, and suddenly, a silver thunder with a size of hundreds of feet suddenly appeared, pervading this space, slowly wrapping Du Chifei's figure. And with the appearance of this scene, Du Chifei and the silver thunder emperor scepter also slowly began to have some subtle contacts. Fusion. Although Du Chifei's strength is weak, he possesses the existence of reincarnation and these 6th grade immortal weapons. Just one of them is the power to truly fight against the evil races outside the territory. No, she is absorbing the power of Lei Di's scepter. If she completely masters this 6th grade immortal weapon, I am afraid that our plan for this trip will be disintegrated in an instant. The next moment, Yuzun said directly, they naturally know how huge the lethality contained in these 6th grade immortal weapons is. Do it. The three of them didn't hesitate, the bright evil aura permeated out, and they launched an earth-shattering attack on the cemetery. Without the existence of Emperor Lei Hong, the space of the cemetery was also violently attacked by the three of them, and it was faintly changed. It had to be shattered, obviously it wouldn't last long. Leave it to me, I can buy you some time. This time, please. Xiao Yang said with a hearty smile, and then his body suddenly swept out of the cemetery and came to the outer dark space. Looking for death. When the three figures saw Xiao Yang doing this, they suddenly roared, and the dazzling attack directly attacked Xiao Yang. The attack of the 3 4-star fighting immortal powerhouses was no objection to Xiao Yang, who was a complete 2-star fighting immortal. It's so strong. Xiao Yang snorted coldly, just trying to mobilize the power of many holy flames in his body, but a strange power emerged from his body. Wang buzzing. At the same time, Xiao Yang's body was filled with dark and strange ghost auras. Crash. When the three seemingly tyrannical attacks just came into contact with the strange ghostly energy around Xiao Yang, they suddenly evaporated and disappeared. Ghost! How is that possible? When he noticed that Xiao Yang had intercepted the attack of the three of them, he was immediately surprised. You must know that although the three of them were just a casual blow, how could they even kill a 2-star Dozian with a dignified 4-star Dozian? No. There is also a clear division of strength among the extraterritorial evil races. There are many races and a vast territory, and according to the tyranny of their rulers, they can be basically divided into 5 levels: heaven, earth, respect, emperor, and king. The powerhouses of the 2 levels of heaven and earth are at the bottom of the race they are notified of. Their own strength is almost below that of Dozian, and their strength can be called a noble class, and their strength is at least 1-star Dozian to 4-star Dozian. Between the race of this level of powerhouse is also ranked in the middle part of the extraterrestrial evil race. As for the emperor-level powerhouses, the strength is above the 5-star fighting immortals. These guys are basically the rulers of some powerful races. As for the king level, there are very few in the entire foreign evil clan. They are the real leaders of the foreign evil clan, and all of them are supreme powers with a strength above the 7-star fighting immortal. The race they rule is in the foreign evil clan. Among the clan, it is also among the best, and it is the real enemy of the entire Great Thousand World. Looking at the 3 guys in front of him, the voice of the Soul Eater slowly emerged. The strength of the 3 guys in front of you. Xiao Yang nodded lightly when he heard the words, apparently sensing something through the words of the Soul Eater. 2 venerable powerhouses, and a half-emperor. The Soul Eater Lord's strange voice emerged slowly. Yu Zun, Huan Zun, and the 4-star Dozian have the strength to be the most powerful ones among the foreign evil races, and Yu Huan, the 4-star Dozian with complete strength, can be regarded as a half-emperor at most. However, for Xiao Yang, such a huge lineup of 2.5 emperors still has a destructive power. When Xiao Yang was constantly confronting the 3 strong men, shocking scenes were also happening outside the Thunder Tomb and in the Thunder Valley. My lord, all the powerhouses of the Yohuan family have entered the Thunder Tomb, and at this time the Thunder Tomb has been controlled by them, and the sword-forging Thunder Valley still doesn't know it. On a quiet path, the 2 figures are strange. They were talking, and one of them was the current Deputy Valley Master of Forging Blade Thunder Valley, Duan Tianyang. Yu Huan, this immortal, always specializing in bad things. I really thought he was a half-emperor powerhouse among the evil tribes outside the realm, so I wouldn't dare to touch him. Duan Tianyang couldn't help but show a hint of sarcasm on his gentle face when he heard the words. It was completely in their hands, and they thought that they would be taken first by the Yohuan family. Originally, they were planning to wait until the East Continent ratio was completely over, and use the means of thunder to launch a devastating blow on the Forge Blade Thunder Valley, annihilating the Forge Blade Thunder Valley and giving a profound lesson to the upper echelons of Yinhunshan, but now they are so disturbed by the Yohuan clan. The plan, of course, is to make some changes. Sir, what should I do now? Seeing Duan Tianyang's appearance, he immediately said cautiously, for fear that he might provoke him. Contact all our strengths, and the grand ceremony can begin. Since the Yohuan clan is willing to take the lead, then I am also willing to add fire to them. Duan Tianyang smiled strangely. Yes, my lord. The man in black heard the words, his breath sank, and then disappeared instantly. Yu Huan, if you don't obey the emperor's arrangement, your fall will be a matter of time, but if your fall can be exchanged for some meaningful things, it will be worth it. Du Tianyang finished speaking, a strange thoughts formed in the bottom of my heart, so they went towards the forging knife hall. In the knife forging hall, dozens of high-level executives had already stood here at this time. They looked flustered, and obviously found something. Valley Master. One of the old men couldn't help but said, with a sense of remorse in his voice. Old Du, you are in charge of the Thunder Tomb this time. Tell me what happened. Duo Tianhong seemed extremely angry, and asked the high-ranking old man. Jiu Master, I don't blame the old man for this. Since the contestants entered the Thunder Tomb, our control over the Thunder Tomb has weakened a lot. Even during the 2 months of this competition, none of the tens of thousands of disciples used the Thunder Card to leave the Thunder Tomb. The strangest thing about us. Therefore, we have sent strong experts to explore many times, but there is no news. It seems that there is some problem with Lei Tomb. Lei Laro's strength has also stepped into the 4-star Dozian level, although he is also a high weight in the Thunder Valley, but in front of Duo Tianhong, it seemed insignificant. Humph. This matter has been going on for 2 months. Why didn't you report it early in the morning when you found out, but instead delayed it again and again? Facing Laro's explanation, Duo Tianhong frowned and asked without showing any emotion. Jiu Master, this matter is our fault, so I want to report it to you. Facing Duan Tianhong's sternness, Laro couldn't help but whisper, after all, this matter was his own fault. Hee, big brother, don't be impatient. I have already obtained the specific information. The Thunder Tomb was completely invaded by the Youhuan family, so it is reasonable that Laro did not find out in time to stop it. Just when Duan Tianhong's emotions erupted, the swordsmith in the forging hall the void wriggled slightly, and a flame figure slowly appeared. Vice Valley Master. With the appearance of the flame figure, the other strong men also felt an extremely tyrannical oppression, and immediately opened their mouths. The ghost family. Duan Tianhong was shocked when he heard the words. Obviously, he didn't know what was in the Thunder Tomb, and the power of the king of the Burning Soul clan in his hand was related to the relationship between the ghost family and so on. Thunder Valley, and only he knows best. After Duan Tianhong was exorcised by Xiao Yan from the dark disease in his body, he has been retreating to restore his peak power to deal with the hidden enemy in the next Dongju ratio, but he said that there are other things, so no one knew about Duan Tianhong. What are you doing specifically? Now that the peak of recovery has just appeared, it is aware that something has happened to Lei Tomb, and a meeting is held immediately. A foreign evil clan, a ghost clan? Is that the evil race that has a good relationship with the Burning Soul clan? Among the strong people present, there were also some discerning people, and they suddenly realized something. Second brother, how did you find out about this? Although Du Tianhong knew that they had spies inside the Thunder Valley of Forging Knife, there was no need to tear his face until the last moment. Apart from a very small number of people, many high-level officials inside the Thunder Valley of Forged Blades are also under Du Tianhong's suspicion, and Duan Tianyang is naturally no exception. Brother, please take a look. Duan Tianyang seemed to have expected this tomb for a long time. On the center of his palm, a fiery flame kept beating. Fluctuations. Crash. The flames kept beating, and in the blink of an eye, they turned into 3 extremely vague figures. The aura on the 3 of them was extremely evil. After a while, the identities of the 3 were completely confirmed by a group of powerful people present. Just from the light and breath of the pupils of the 3 people, it can be determined that this is the powerhouse of the ghost family. This extraterritorial evil clan can't help but make a move. Jiu Master, order it. After a while, a group of high-level officials present said to Du Tianhong with bright eyes, killing the aliens is the mission of countless creatures in the world can't shirk, and this ghostly clan dared to blatantly break into the Thunder Tomb, no doubt declaring war on their entire blade-forging Thunder Valley. Although the Youhuan family has only 3 4-star fighting immortals, they are in the middle of the power rankings among the extraterritorial evil clan, and they have 2 Zun rank and a half Emperor rank within the clan. I'm afraid things won't be so simple. Duo Tianhong frowned. Obviously this matter will never be so simple. Our blade-forging Thunder Valley now has 7 of the 4-star fighting immortals. Since this matter is our internal affairs, we shouldn't bother other forces. Pass my order. Forged Knife Thunder Valley has entered a state of red alert, and all people with suspicious identities are imprisoned. In addition, I will use the secret method to enter the Thunder Tomb. After I enter, I will let Tianyang direct everything in the valley. If there is any dissatisfaction, Jiu Gui will deal with it. A majestic order emerged from Duan Tianhong's mouth in an orderly manner, but no one noticed. As the voice fell, Duan Tianyang felt a trace of ordinary people in his heart. At the same time, Duan Tianhong looked at Duan Tianyang and smiled slightly. Master Jiu Shengming. As the voice fell, everyone saluted slightly, and they knew that this time was probably also a big battle. In the dark space, the dark blue energy light group, the emerald green energy beam and the khaki flame, the 3 colors fill the entire dark space, and the entire dark space and the cemetery space are particularly dazzling. In the cemetery in the center of the dark space, a shadowy figure bathed in a silver thunder halo slowly appeared. As time passed, the silver thunderbolt on this shadowy figure became brighter and brighter. Obviously, the power of the Thunder Emperor's scepter was constantly flowing. After coming out, although the strength is still the perfect 2-star fighting fairy, but after constantly mastering the Lei Di scepter, even the foreign evil race facing the 4-star fighting fairy seems to have the power to fight. Boom boom boom. The violent thunder continued to emit bursts of low blasting sounds, spreading out from the endless void in the Thunder Tomb, like the wrath of a heavenly earthquake, blasting at the outer dark space, Such a terrifying attack, even a true Samsung fighting immortal powerhouse can only dodge temporarily. In the thunder, the whole body is silver, but there are traces of rare tyrannical fluctuations hidden in it. Every time it spreads to the three, the pressure of the three suddenly increases greatly. It seems that Qi Fei still needs a lot of time. Xiao Yang is dealing with the three ghosts and illusions while protecting Du Qifei, but fortunately, the power of thunder in Du Qifei is constantly surging. Not only perfecting himself, the protection of Xiao Yang even shared a lot of pressure on Xiao Yang. My lord, there are some strange fluctuations on this girl. It seems that it is not only the fluctuation of Lei Hong's Lei Di scepter. After a while, Huan Zun suddenly stared at Duo Qifei, and obviously found the special lines flickering between the eyebrows. If it weren't for this power, I'm afraid that a mere Thunder Emperor's scepter would not be able to make all three of them so afraid. That's... Yo Huan heard the words and focused all his attention on Duo Qifei. Only then did he discover that hidden fears were constantly emerging from his body. Reincarnation? The next moment, Yu Huan's eyes also throbbed, and she couldn't help but murmur. Reincarnation? How could it be the power of reincarnation? Yu Zun said with disbelief when he heard the words. You must know that the identity of reincarnation is extremely hidden, and there are many strong guards around him. It's no wonder that Sin and Soul Palace have to send out strong men together. So it is. Huan Zun also nodded slightly, obviously knowing something. Reincarnator. Saint Flame Controller is adding Emperor Lei Hong. It seems that we have gained a lot this time. The two of you, go and kill her, the Master of Holy Flame, give it to me. The next moment, Yo Huan said directly. Okay. The two of them heard the words, and instantly turned into a wave of evil, constantly under the shroud of darkness, pressing against Du Qifei step by step. Damn. Seeing this, Xiao Yang couldn't help shouting loudly. Obviously, his top priority now was to protect Du Qifei. Your strength is only a complete 2-star fighting immortal, and you can actually stop our attack. It seems that you also have some mysterious power in your body. Yo Huan and Xiao Yang were in the dark space, and suddenly Yo Huan was not in a hurry. He started, his eyes locked tightly on Xiao Yang, who was shrouded in eerie ghosts, and murmured. The sense of smell is good, but unfortunately, this is the place where you all fell. Xiao Yang snorted coldly, not wanting to talk nonsense with him at all. It doesn't matter, although the power on your body is tyrannical, it won't protect you for long. Take the call. Mingzi. A disgusting and evil voice slowly filled the entire dark space. Suddenly, one of the phantom pupils, the azure pupils, continued to overflow with wisps of azure energy. Under the watchful eyes, it is easy to completely render this piece of heaven and earth. There are too many strong men above Dongju. Because of my status, I will not take action. I can only protect you from harm. The real attack is still up to you. The Yo Huan clan master's extremely profound pupil techniques, and the Yo Huan eyes are two powers. The dark green is slightly weaker, and the emerald green is the strongest. Be careful. At the same time, the Lord of Soul Eater also released a force. A tyrannical ghost energy protected Xiao Yang before he spoke. This guy. Xiao Yang nodded lightly, but the insensitive soul force knew that the dark space here at this time had been destroyed by Yo Huan into a dark blue swamp that contained evil power. Under the evil power of extreme fear, if you are a little careless, you will know his way. In the dark blue swamp area, Xiao Yang's figure floated slightly in the air, but he still felt an extremely tyrannical pressure and suction constantly emerging from below, and even above the ground, one by one huge bubbles kept coming. Emerge. Master of the Holy Flame. It is your honor to die in my hands. Ming Zed's burial. The next moment, the ghostly shadow kept shaking, the cyan light in the pupils shone brightly, and a suffocating evil aura permeated out. Originally, this space had been transformed into a dark blue swamp by the ghost, and was so stimulated by it. Suddenly above the dark blue swamp, a stream of dark blue blood with a shocking evil atmosphere kept squirming and condensing. Out. Crash. The next moment, it turned out to be in front of Xiao Yang, forming a heaven-shattering evil shadow with a size of hundreds of meters. The evil shadow is suspended above the azure swamp, constantly drawing evil power from the swamp, and its body is a lizard with strange pupils. Sacred flame. Seeing this, Xiao Yang's heart burst out with special throbbing. Obviously, this kind of fluctuation is too tyrannical for his current self. Boom boom boom. Xiao Yang murmured, holding the khaki yellow holy flame crystal in his hand tightly, and an extremely terrifying oppression permeated. Huang Chuantian's anger. An angry roar emerged directly from Xiao Yang's body, and then the dazzling soul power suddenly shot away at the evil shadow. The ashes of ants are also trying to win glory with how you are beyond one's own strength. The ghostly evil body exuded a sneer. Obviously, Xiao Yang's attack was too weak, and it was inevitable that he would fall. Crash. The dazzling soul power directly attacked the evil shadow, but it did not bring any energy ripples. Being struck by Xiao Yang like this, Xie Ying's anger suddenly aroused, and a roar ripped through the void. Dragon God's first change. Seeing this, Xiao Yang did not dare to neglect. A dazzling power emerged, and that body was also nourished by such a mysterious power, turning a hint of golden looming, and Xiao Yang's body strength was also enough to be comparable to some real Samsung fighting immortals. A good body forging technique. It's a pity. Die. There was an impatient voice in the ghostly pupils, and in the dark shadow, the ****** hand of nothingness swiped at Xiao Yang, and suddenly a force of destruction accompanied the evil shadow, facing Xiao Yang. Fire attacked away. Good luck with a punch. 2 punches. 3 punches. As well as rock-breaking heaven burial. Xiao Yang's voice resounded through the sky, and then his body was full of vindictive energy and holy flames, and a dazzling light erupted, forcibly attacking the evil shadow. Boom. The evil shadow of the evil power and Xiao Yang's 300 Zhong fist shadows collided fiercely, and immediately brought a terrifying hot storm. Rock-breaking heaven burial. The next moment, the 3 energy fist shadows continued to retreat. Xiao Yang also snorted coldly. The holy flame crystal in his hand exuded a dazzling flame, and then suddenly opened his mouth. Xiao Yang's eyes narrowed. He knew that the strength gap between him and Yo Huan was too great. Even if the master of Soul Eater used his power to protect himself, if he couldn't use enough power, he would be helpless against Yo Huan. And now, only the power of holy flame. What kind of power is this? No matter how tyrannical Xiao Yang is, a 2-star Dozian against a 4-star Dozian is a must. This level of power is extremely rare. Boom. Xiao Yang's voice just fell, and suddenly in the dark space, blocks of giant rocks with scorching yellow flames emerged suddenly, and even on the rocks, a touch of special lines was full of them. Suppress the evil Xeon force. What is this? Xiao Yang saw this, and it was the first time he found out that the source technique of the holy flame of the fire heart Tianyang holy flame was so tyrannical. In the past, your strength was weak and you couldn't fully utilize the power of Saint Flame, but now your 2-star fighting immortal is full of strength, coupled with the ability to deal with half-emperor level of elders like Yo Huan. All the power of Saint Flame has emerged from the underworld, which is sufficient. Let you completely drain its power. The Lord of Soul Eater also smiled gratified at this time. Xiao Yang's rock-shattering burial will not be inferior to the full-strength blow of a 3-star fighting immortal powerhouse. It's really unexpected. I didn't expect your control of the holy flame to reach such a level. If you let you grow up, I'm afraid it will have an impact on the huge plan of our alien race. So, fall for me. Yu Huan watched Xiao Yang's actions, and couldn't help his voice becoming roaring. A throbbing evil aura continued to squirm from the secluded azure swamp and converged. Gathering above the evil shadow, a destructive aura that makes one feel numb to the scalp fills the entire space. The celestial burial of the broken rock, punish the evil. Feeling that the dazzling holy aura above the holy flame crystal had a fatal restraint on Yo Huan, Xiao Yang smiled slowly, and then his body was full of fighting energy, and tilted out in an instant. Crash. Countless khaki yellow rocks are constantly gathering in the dark space, and huge holy flames and power are also condensed, ready to compete with the evil shadow. Die. The bright voices of the two suddenly reverberated in the entire space, and the evil shadow and the 1,000-foot-sized rock burial instantly touched each other. Boom. The evil shadow lizard seemed to have a very tyrannical intelligence, and it swept away at the shattered sky burial, but the dark blue energy on its body was suddenly disintegrated, but the body of the shattered sky burial was also rapidly weakened. Right. Boom. A loud, earth-shattering sound continuously emanated from the center of the battle between the two. The khaki flame and the dark blue evil light were fighting extremely fiercely. Two tyrannical forces made this space feel slightly broken. Boom. The dazzling attack easily spread to the entire Thunder Tomb. This kind of fluctuation. Could it be the powerhouse of the evil tribe outside the realm? In the Thunder Pool, the underworld spirit Lei Jiao continued to resist the attacks of the evil people for the remaining contestants, and immediately noticed that the depths of the Thunder Tomb exuded such a heart-pounding after the fluctuations, he couldn't help but have a hint of doubt in his eyes, and said, "My lord, this fluctuation is..." The other powerhouses who were present couldn't help but feel a trace of fear in their hearts when they heard the words. With this level of attack, just a few battles with Yu Bo could easily obliterate them. There is Xiao Yang's fluctuation. Yun Qi's beautiful eyes flickered slightly, penetrated the endless void, and muttered. It seems that they have reached the forbidden area of the Lei tomb. This time, it is up to them whether to live or die. Mingling Lei Jiao said with a slight smile. Boom. The fluctuation of this level is not like the emanation of a 2-star Dozian perfected powerhouse. Both Yu Zun and Huan Zun constantly urged their power to try to break the spatial confinement outside the cemetery. Seeing this scene, he couldn't help but speak. Bang bang bang. After a while, the two-color light in the dark space, the khaki flame rock was slowly engulfed by the dark blue evil shadow, and a boundless and huge oppression permeated out. You are very strong, but unfortunately your strength is too weak. It's all over. Don't worry, the holy flame in your body and the little girl inside will also go down to accompany you. Yu Huan watched Xiao Yang's attack slowly disappear, and couldn't help but say, a violent aura permeated out. Sure enough, the strength gap is too huge. Xiao also shook his head helplessly, but Xiao Yang was not angry. After all, through the oppression of Yu Huan this time, he had a better grasp of Huaxin Tianyang, and through the passage of time in the future, will definitely increase its strength. Master of the holy flame, fall. The next moment, the ghostly body suddenly became illusory, and then a liquid-like ghostly cyan energy suddenly flowed down from one of its eyes. The dark blue liquid just appeared, and suddenly there was an extremely uneasy trembling in this void. Its power, like a demon from the abyss of hell, is enough to easily obliterate any strong person. www.mtlnovel.com is too underestimated by me. Xiao Yang didn't want to reveal all his means, but at this moment, he had no choice, and his body slowly exuded another extremely huge flame. Hey! And when the two were evenly matched, a deafening thunder sound suddenly came from the cemetery, and the next moment was to break through the blockade of Yozuan and Huanzuan, and attacked directly at Yu Huan. What? Yu Zun Huan Zun exclaimed because he was cracking the thunder tomb, and because the thunder power was too fast, he didn't have time to find out what it was. I know you still have a lot of secrets. But this is Dongju, my hometown. So this time, let me come. Just when Xiao Yang was about to spare no effort, a beautiful figure slowly stood in front of Xiao Yang, slightly slanted. He turned his head and spoke to Xiao Yang. In Xiao Yang's eyes, it was a man with long silver hair, 3,000 blue silk falling down, and a rare smile appeared on his pretty face, but in such a lovely state, in his beautiful hands. Holding a prismatic Thunder Emperor scepter tightly, strands of silver thunder continued to fall off, and then lingered on its delicate body. At this moment, Du Qifei is like a real thunder goddess, commanding the thunder of heaven and earth, majestic and unrivaled. Are you still Qifei? Looking at the girl in front of him with dull eyes, Xiao Yang asked with a bit of bitterness in his heart. Once upon a time, Duan Qifei never wanted to have this kind of tyrannical power, she just wanted to be a simple girl, but now, this appearance clearly made Xiao Yang aware of something else. Humph! What are you thinking? I only have a little grasp of the power within Lei DS scepter. As for the power of reincarnation, with me at this time, I still can't exert much. Duo Qifei rolled her eyes at Xiao Yang, and then her eyes tightened. He stared at the ghost in front of him. Yu Huan's strength, the dignified 4-star Dozian is complete, and as the leader of the middle-ranked Yu Huan clan among the foreign evil clan, whether it is strength or combat power, they are far from comparable to them. Even if Duo Qifei is now in control even with the power of Lei DS scepter, he was still invincible. Reincarnator, and this fluctuation is clearly the power of the Thunder Emperor's scepter of the great Emperor Lei Hong. Yu Huan's original Ming Zi and attack were also instantly cracked by Duo Qifei, who was bathed in the power of thunder. At this moment, in this space, countless silver thunderbolts kept falling off the Thunder Emperor's scepter, and the power of silver thunderbolts gradually replaced the darkness, completely rendering this space as a thunder space, one after another. The tyrannical power of thunder made the three powerhouses of the extraterritorial evil clan couldn't help but be slightly surprised. Sir. Both Yu Zun and Huan Zun slowly came to Yu Huan and said respectfully. Obviously, they did not expect that the defense of the cemetery would be so tyrannical, so Duo Qifei took the lead. Look at it. Leave these two to me. I don't know if it was because of absolute trust in his own strength or something else, Yu Huan proudly said, and did not take other people seriously. Yes. When both Yu Zun and Huan Zun heard the words, they nodded slowly, and it was easy to deal with Xiao Yang and Du Qifei with Yu Huan's power. Little girl, don't think that controlling part of the power of Lei DS scepter is enough to compete with me. It's almost the same as the real Emperor Lei Hong. Looking at Du Qifei, who was holding Lei Emperor's scepter, under the mysterious black robe, there were bursts of strange laughter, and even a faint blue light appeared. Just now, the coercion of the power of thunder was barely weakened. The supreme powerhouse of the ghostly family, the powerhouse of the half-emperor level among the dignified and dignified evil clans, will now be afraid of my first class of women. It's really surprising. Duan Qifei's beautiful eyes turned slightly, and the next moment, the Thunder Emperor's scepter suddenly hit the void a little harder. Boom! One after another, the silver thunderbolts of the size of hundreds of meters, like a dragon going out to sea, with unparalleled power, directly attacked the ghost above the void. Because of its huge power, it turned out to be the whole body. The airflow and space trembled slightly. Humph! Yo Huan snorted coldly, and the big nihilistic hand under the black robe suddenly waved heavily towards Duan Qifei's location, and a faint cyan liquid also suddenly flowed out from one of its pupils, accompanied by gusts of gloomy wind. Angrily, he roared away directly at Du Qifei. Boom! The azure liquid and the silver thunder suddenly attacked together, and immediately brought bursts of extremely tyrannical energy ripples, filling the space with an unprecedented smell of gunpowder. Although Qifei's power can temporarily stalemate with Yo Huan with the help of Lei Di's scepter, but after a long time, I am afraid that it will be defeated, and there are two other four-star fighting immortal powerhouses. Looking at the sky constantly when the two of them fought, Xiao Yang's dark pupils gradually became heavy. In this level of battle, if you are not careful, you will lose the whole game. It seems that there is only that thing. Xiao Yang exclaimed in his heart, and then calmed down. The soul power in the body was slowly mobilized, and an indescribable terrifying wave was slowly born. This kind of wave is more tyrannical than the soul attack. Many, or even other people's attention was attracted by Du Qifei and they didn't notice at all. Boom! In the sky, Duo Qifei was holding Lei Di's scepter, but at this time her body was extremely small, and Lei Di's scepter turned into a full 100 feet under her control. The size of the silver thunder dragon, like an angry thunder dragon, is majestic and heart-pounding. Hua Tian Netherworld Hand. Seeing that Duo Qifei's control of Lei Di's scepter has reached this step, Yo Huan didn't dare to take it lightly. He snorted, and suddenly, under his black robe, a stream of cyan liquid appeared, and then in front of the two, an arm with a size of dozens of feet was formed. The arm is extremely special, and even just appeared, it suddenly filled the space with an abnormal smell, and on top of it, there were lines of obscure and mysterious dark blue lines that kept squirming, pushing the power of this arm to the extreme. It's so strong. Duo Qifei had transformed the Lei Di scepter into a Baizhong thunder dragon. At this time, the Baizhong thunder dragon lingered outside his body, and he felt an irresistible oppression from the evil arm. Duo Qifei was not to be outdone immediately. The dazzling thunder current filled his entire body, and the silver thunder dragon outside his body roamed suddenly, roaring away at the evil arm. Throughout the ages, no one has taken this blow from me. Destroy me. Seeing Duo Qifei like this, Yo Huan couldn't help laughing. No matter how strong Duo Qifei was, the difference in strength between the two was too obvious. In any case, he couldn't resist his own attack. Boom! The dark blue evil arm and the Baizhong angry dragon slowly intertwined, and then at a certain moment, the majestic power of the two instantly converged in the sky. One after another, the energy thunder, accompanied by the dark cyan evil power, continued to spread from the center of the explosion to the four directions. Wherever it went, there was no grass, and even the space produced extremely serious tremors. Lei Di scepter, it's just like that. It's over, reincarnation. The two were in the center of the explosion, but after a while, a ghostly and evil laughter suddenly came from the center of the explosion, and a dark aura instantly covered the light of silver thunder. Bang bang bang! At the last moment, the silver brontosaurus and the evil arm, which were stalemate in the center of the explosion, were actually crushed by the evil arm. At the same time, a mouthful of blood spurted out from Duan Qifei's delicate body. It's too early to be happy. Thunder Dragon was broken, and the Thunder Emperor's scepter was restored to its original appearance, but the light was dim, and it was obviously injured. Lei Di slash. Duo Qifei held Lei Di's scepter in front of his chest, and then the blood irrigated directly against Lei Di's scepter. The next moment, the originally dimly lit Lei Di scepter was suddenly filled with a strange and coquettish blood-red color. In the next instant, Duo Qifei held Lei Di's scepter with one hand and stabbed it abruptly in the direction of Yo Huan. Boom! Yo Huan's strength is tyrannical, and he didn't expect Duo Qifei to react so quickly, so he could only watch Doug Qifei use the Lei Di scepter and pierce his black robe. Hey! Duo Qifei was so tyrannically hit, and immediately the ghostly left arm was cut off abruptly and fell into the air, and the ghostly expression also shrank tightly, a shocking chill. I mean, emerge. This video will end here.